Hey Flow, friends! Welcome back to English Podcast Flow. I'm Alice, and I'm so happy you're here. Today, I want to talk about something that might sound a little boring at first, but trust me, it's not. We're going to talk about transportation in the United States. And I know what you're thinking, Alice, why would I want to learn about buses and trains? Here's why. When I first moved to the U.S., one of my biggest challenges wasn't grammar. It wasn't vocabulary, it was getting around. I didn't know how to take the bus. I didn't understand the subway system. I was too scared to call an Uber because I didn't know what to say. And let me tell you, feeling lost in a new place is one of the loneliest feelings in the world. So today, I'm going to share everything I wish someone had told me when I first arrived. The phrases you need, the mistakes to avoid, and some funny stories from my own experience. By the end of this episode, you'll feel confident getting around anywhere in the U.S. So, let's dive in. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt anxious about traveling or moving to a new place because you're not sure you'll understand how things work? That's exactly why we created this channel. We teach you real English, the kind you actually use in everyday life, not just textbook English. So if you want to feel prepared and confident for real-life situations, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell, because every episode gives you practical tools you can use immediately, and you deserve to feel confident, not confused. Okay, let's talk about transportation. Let's start with public buses. Now, buses are one of the most common ways to get around in American cities, but they can be confusing if you've never used them before. Let me tell you about my first time taking a bus in the U.S. I was living in Chicago. I needed to get to a job interview. My friend told me, just take the number 22 bus. It's easy. Easy. It was not easy. First, I didn't know where to wait. I stood at a random corner for 20 minutes before I realized I needed to find the actual bus stop. You know, the sign with the bus icon and the schedule. Then, when the bus finally came, I panicked. I didn't know how to pay. Do I use the cash? Do I need exact change? Can I use a card? I stood there frozen while the driver looked at me. Finally, he said, "It's to exact change or card." I fumbled with my wallet, gave him crumpled dollar bills, and stumbled to a seat. My face was so red, so here's what you need to know about buses. Number 1, always check the bus number before you get on. Buses have numbers or letters. Make sure it's the right one. Number 2, most buses require exact change if you're paying cash. Or you can use a transit card, which you can buy at stores or online. Number 3, when you want to get off, pull the yellow cord or press the button near your seat. This signals the driver to stop at the next stop. And here are some useful phrases. Does this bus go to Main Street? How much is the fare? Can you tell me when we get to Fifth Avenue? That last one is so important. Bus drivers are usually very helpful. If you tell them where you're going, they'll let you know when to get off. So don't be shy. Ask questions. That's how you learn. Now let's talk about the subway, or the metro, or the train. Different cities call it different things. In New York, it's the subway. In Washington, D.C., it's the metro. In San Francisco, it's BART. But they all work pretty much the same way. My first time taking the New York subway, total disaster. I was visiting a friend. She told me, take the downtown 6 train to Union Square. Downtown, uptown. What does that even mean? I stood in front of the subway map for 10 minutes, completely lost. People rushed past me. Everyone seemed to know exactly where they were going. Except me, Finally, a kind woman saw me staring at the map with a confused face. She asked, "Where are you trying to go?" I told her. She smiled and said, "You need the downtown train. It's on this side." She pointed to the platform across from where I was standing. I thanked her about 5 times. I was so grateful. So here's what you need to know about the subway. Number 1, downtown means toward the southern part of the city. Uptown means toward the northern part. This is really important in cities like New York. Number 2, you need to buy a Metro card or a ticket before you get on the train. You can buy them at machines in the station. Most machines accept cash and cards. Number 3, pay attention to the signs. Trains have numbers or letters, and they tell you which direction they're going. And here are some phrases you'll hear and use. Which train goes to Brooklyn? Is this the right platform for the red line? Excuse me, does this train stop at Central Station? Also, if you hear someone say, "mind the gap," that means watch out for the space between the train and the platform. Don't trip. Subways can feel overwhelming at first, but once you take them a few times, they become easy. I promise. Okay, now let's talk about Uber and Lyft. These are rideshare apps. You use your phone to request a car, and a driver comes to pick you up. They're super convenient, but when I first used them, I had no idea what to do. Let me tell you about my first Uber ride. I was at a friend's house. It was late, and I needed to get home. My friend said, "Just call an Uber. It's easy." So I opened the app, I requested a ride, and then I panicked. Where do I wait? Do I stand outside? Do I wave at every car that passes? I stood on the sidewalk, staring at my phone, watching the little car icon move closer and closer on the map. Then a car pulled up. I wasn't sure if it was my Uber. So I just stood there. The driver rolled down the window and said, "Alice." I said, "Yes, that's me," and jumped in. But then I didn't know what to say. Do I make conversation? Do I stay quiet? I ended up saying, "How's your night going?" And he said, "Good, thanks. How about you?" We chatted a little. It was nice. And when we arrived, I said, "Thank you so much," and got out. So here's what you need to know about Uber and Lyft. Number 1, when you request a ride, the app shows you the car's make, model, color, and license plate number. Make sure it matches before you get in. Number 2, most drivers will confirm your name before you get in. They'll say, "Are you?" Just say yes. Number 3, you don't need to pay the driver directly. The app charges your card automatically. But you can tip through the app if the driver was nice. And here are some useful phrases. Hi, I'm Maria. Thanks for picking me up. Could you please turn up the heat? I'm a little cold. Could you drop me off right here, please? Most Uber and Lyft drivers are friendly. Some like to chat, some prefer quiet. Just follow their lead and don't stress about making conversation. A simple "how's it going?" is enough. Now let's talk about taxis. Taxis are the classic yellow cabs you see in movies, especially in New York. They work a little differently than Uber or Lyft. The first time I took a taxi, I made a big mistake. I was in Manhattan. It was raining. I saw a yellow cab and waved my hand. The cab stopped. I got in. The driver asked, "Where to?" And I said the full address. Very slowly, like this. 123 Main Street, New York, even with the zip code He looked at me in the mirror and said, "You can just say Main Street and Fifth Avenue." I know where that is. I felt so embarrassed, but he was nice about it. So here's what you need to know about taxis. Number 1, to get a taxi, stand on the sidewalk and raise your hand. If the taxi's light on top is on, it's available. Number 2, when you get in, the driver will ask, where are you headed? Just tell them the street name or the place. Number 3, you pay at the end of the ride. Most taxis accept cash and cards, and it's customary to tip about 15 to 20%. Here are some phrases. Could you take me to the airport, please? How much will it cost to get to downtown? Can I pay with a card? And if you're in a hurry, you can say, I'm in a bit of a rush. Could you take the fastest route? Taxi drivers in the US are usually professional and know the city well. So don't worry, you're in good hands. Okay, last topic. Renting a car? If you're traveling in the US, especially outside big cities, you'll probably need to rent a car. Let me tell you about my first time renting a car in the US. I was visiting California. I wanted to drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco. So I went to a car rental place at the airport. The person at the counter asked me a bunch of questions I didn't understand. Do you want insurance? Do you want a GPS? Do you want to add a second driver? I just kept saying, yes, to everything. I had no idea what I was agreeing to. Then he handed me the keys and said, "You're all set. The car is in spot B." I walked to the parking lot. I found the car. And then I realized I had no idea how to drive out of the parking structure. I sat in the car for 10 minutes, reading signs, trying to figure out which way to go. Eventually, I just followed another car, and it worked. So here's what you need to know about renting a car. Number 1, you need a driver's license and a credit card. Some companies also ask for an international driver's license if you're from another country. Number 2, they'll ask if you want insurance. If your credit card or personal car insurance doesn't cover rentals, it's a good idea to say yes. Number 3, gas in the US is sold in gallons, not liters. And when you return the car, you usually need to fill up the gas tank. Here are some useful phrases. I'd like to rent a car for 3 days. What's included in the price? Where do I return the car? And if you need help, you can always say, I'm not familiar with this area. Could you give me directions? Driving in the US can feel different if you're from another country, but most roads are well marked and people are generally patient. All right, let me give you some general tips for getting around in the US. Tip number 1. Google Maps is your best friend. It works for buses, trains, walking, driving, everything. Download it before you travel. Tip number 2. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Americans are usually very friendly and willing to help if you're lost. Tip number 3. Always carry cash and a card. Some places only take one or the other. Tip number 4. If you're taking public transportation, download the city's transit app. Most cities have one, and it shows you routes and schedules. And here's the most important tip. Don't stress if you make a mistake. I took the wrong bus. I got on the wrong train. I went to the wrong terminal at the airport. But you know what? Every mistake taught me something. And now I feel confident getting around anywhere. You will too, I promise. Okay, now I want to hear from you. Go to the comments and tell me, have you ever taken public transportation in the US? or in any English-speaking country. What was your experience? Did you have a funny story? Did you get lost? Or maybe you're planning to travel soon and you're nervous. Tell me where you're going. I love reading your stories. And who knows, your comment might help someone else who's in the same situation. So go ahead. Comment below. Share your transportation adventure. I can't wait to read it. Also, if you want to keep updated of our episodes, please make sure to subscribe. We appreciate so much seeing all of your interest, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this episode makes you feel a little more confident about getting around. Keep practicing. Keep exploring. Keep your English flowing. And remember, every new place you navigate in English is proof that you're becoming more confident and independent. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.